Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that have been linked with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Sponsored today by Unibet. I'm glad to say that we've teamed up with them. We've got a great partnership. Get over there and check out all of their latest blogs and articles. They've got a host of brilliant writers talking all things football. Got some excellent transfer news. And we're going to put the link in the description. They got a great article today about Wilfried Zaha, and we're going to get to Zaha a little bit later and tell you how you can have a look at that. But first of all, we've made a signing. Arsenal have signed Gabriel Martinelli. We spoke about Martinelli a lot on the show when we were talking about the links to him. Well, it became a reality yesterday, and Arsenal signing for a reported £6 million from the Brazilian club Ituano. Martinelli, of course, is only 18, and whilst he's Brazilian, he has an Italian passport, so that gets around all of the issues of work permits, etc. And yes, he was unveiled yesterday as an Arsenal player. We don't know a lot about him. He himself yesterday was talking about how he models his style of football off of Cristiano Ronaldo. So listen, if he's half as good as Ronaldo, we'd have got ourselves a very decent player. But it's yet to be seen how much he'll be used this season. I mean, it could be a very similar thing to how we saw Matteo Guendouzi, where even though he came in and we all sort of thought to ourselves he'll probably be in the youth team a lot, he's actually figured a lot in the first team. So will Martinelli figure a lot in the first team? Certainly, you know, he's been described as a Brazilian wonder kid, spotted by ex-Arsenal invincible Edu, who's going to be taking over as sort of head of football and recruitment. So yes, Martinelli is an Arsenal player, and I'm kind of excited to see what he'll bring. I mean, I'm interested to know if he might even play in a game at Boreham Wood on Saturday. It'd be interesting to know if he will be in that game, but certainly he'll figure on the pre-season tour. And Gabriel Martinelli is an Arsenal player and is our first signing. Now, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Wilfried Zaha. The rumours are just flying around. Of course, as I said yesterday, Arsenal put in a £40 million bid for Wilfried Zaha. Now, this has apparently angered, really angered Crystal Palace. They are apparently really upset about this, and you know, saying that they are not going to sell Wilfried Zaha to Arsenal. Now, as I was sort of talking about on yesterday's show, I think this is quite an aggressive move being made by Arsenal, where they know that, you know, there's no way they're going to get this deal over the line for 40 million, but it's kind of been made to destabilise the player. They know from Zaha that he wants to come to Arsenal. Definitely 100% Zaha wants to come to Arsenal. His brother came out yesterday and said, listen, Crystal Palace, don't stand in his way. He's done a lot for your club. He wants to go to his boyhood club, Arsenal. That's where he wants to go. He's done enough for you guys. Don't stand in his way. It's that classic sort of destabilisation. But will the move get done? As I said, Palace are saying they're not going to sell him. But if you get an unhappy player who then turns around and says, well, I ain't training and I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that, and really rocks the boat, and then Palace then start to look at it and think, well, you know what? If he's not going to really turn it on, what are we going to get for him next year or the year after when we do want to sell him? Maybe we just cash in now, but we just say to Arsenal, listen, we want more than 40 million, and they meet in the middle somewhere around about 60 million rather than getting an unhappy player for a season. And there's also a lot of talk that Arsenal might throw in Carl Jenkinson, who apparently is the player that Roy Hodgson wants to replace Wan-Bissaka with. Remember, you know, he played under Hodgson even for England. Hodgson gave him an England cap. So it could be that they throw in Carl Jenkinson. They may even throw in Callum Chambers as well. He may be part of the deal. Remember, he had a very successful time at Fulham last season. Maybe if he's put into the offer as well, he might, that might sort of strengthen Arsenal's hand. But certainly at the moment, Palace are really angry with Arsenal and this whole bid for Zaha. Obviously, they don't want to lose another one of their, they've already lost Wan-Bissaka. They don't want to lose their other best player. But what do you guys think? Do you think that going for Zaha is a good deal? The Unibet guys have done an article on this today, actually. It's quite interesting. I was reading it where they're sort of talking about they think we should be concentrating on other areas. There's more important areas to be dealt with than Wilfried Zaha. Probably right. But I still think, for me, Wilfried Zaha would be a quality signing. I don't know what you guys think. I'm going to put the link in the description for that article, by the way. So make sure you check that out. But for me, you know me, for the past couple of seasons, I've been saying it, that Zaha, the way he takes on players, what he brings to a team, I think he would be excellent for Arsenal. And me personally, I'd love to see it done. But we're going to have to wait and see if it does materialise. On the defence, by the way, what about Harry Maguire? Now, again, another player I've been talking about for ages. Why don't Arsenal try and move for Harry Maguire? Well, Manchester United, they put in a bid apparently yesterday for £70 million. And that's been rejected. Leicester have turned that down and they said that they want more money. But then here comes Arsenal. Here comes Arsenal, apparently, according to the Sun newspaper, right? And have put in a bid of, or not put in a bid, but have said they are willing to pay 50 million. Now, if Manchester United have put in 70 million, right? And then we're coming along afterwards with an inquiry and saying, oh, how much, because we'd be willing to pay 50. What chance have we got of getting Harry Maguire? I mean, is this just a nothing story, or is this that they made the inquiry beforehand? Leicester, by the way, said to want £85 million, which would make Maguire even more expensive than Van Dijk and the most expensive centre-back in the world. I'm sorry, I'm a big fan of Harry Maguire. I've always said Arsenal, he would be perfect for Arsenal. However, he is not worth £85 million. No chance. I'm not sure he's worth 70 million. Arsenal's valuation of around about 50 million, I think, is a true reflection as an accurate amount that he's worth. They're not going to get him for that. And I don't blame Leicester for pushing that because, really good centre-backs are at a premium at the moment. But wow, £85 million, and as I said, apparently they've rejected a bid for 70 million. So Arsenal making an inquiry and talking about, they've got 50 million, forget that. They've got no chance of getting Harry Maguire. He would be a great signing if we could have got that done, but no chance. Let's just forget about that one. Laurent Koscielny, though, the Arsenal captain, will he still be at the Emirates next season? Bordeaux have apparently made inquiries and are very, very interested in signing him. The Arsenal captain, of course, now 33. He has said in the past that he would like to return back to France to end his career. Could Koscielny be leaving this summer? It's going to be really interesting to see whether they decide to let Koscielny go or whether they decide to keep him. He's a very experienced player, previous French international, etc. So it will be very interesting to see what happens with him. And talking of French players, what about this story today circulating about Alexander Lacazette? Now, Lacazette's agent and apparently Arsenal had a meeting yesterday, and there's lots of speculation, and it is just speculation. Just let me make that clear right now, that apparently they're talking about his future. Now, there's been then links made for Lacazette to Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid, remember, wanted to sign Lacazette originally, were due to sign Lacazette before he came to Arsenal, but were unable to do that because they breached financial fair play rules and they got a transfer ban, similar to what Chelsea have got at the moment, where they weren't able to sign anybody. And then Arsenal pounced and were able to bring in Alexander Lacazette. Last season, our player of the season, he's been excellent. Fans love him as well. Still only 27, a great age, and will only get better and stronger in the team. But Atletico Madrid said to be interested in bringing in Lacazette as a replacement for Antoine Griezmann, who's going to be leaving the club this summer. Now, Arsenal got him still under a decent contract. Maybe his agent was talking to Arsenal yesterday about his future. It could be about a bigger deal. Could this be a story put out there to try and get him a bigger deal? Listen, we don't know. We're not in that room with that conversation. Certainly, I can't see Arsenal selling Anton Griezmann. we wish. I can't see Arsenal selling Alexander Lacazette this summer. You know, as I said, too much of an important player. It would have to be an absolute king's ransom for them to consider it. And I just don't think Lacazette will be leaving. But that is one big rumour today, that Lacazette wanted by Atletico Madrid and could be on his way out. Now, Kieran Tierney, this still hasn't been done yet. I was being told at the start of the week that this was close to getting done. Tierney, still a Celtic player. Celtic, I was really interested to read that some of the representatives of Celtics yesterday saying that he's a real sort of homely kid, and doesn't even really want to move out of Celtic, although apparently Celtic would like to sell him because they'd like to get the 25 million, which is a lot of money in Scottish football, what they want for him from Arsenal. David Ornstein was very interestingly, he was writing yesterday that he was hearing rumours that Napoli were moving ahead of Arsenal in the bidding to try and get Kieran Tierney. But if he is a very homely kid, why would he want to go all the way to Napoli, different language, etc., when he could come to a club like Arsenal? I do think the likely destination for Tierney this summer will be Arsenal. Apparently, Arsenal want to do the deal in instalments, and how they're looking to try and structure the deal is £10 million up front to Celtic, then another 10 million next year with add-ons of 5 million, which would take it up to around about that 25 million pound valuation that has been put on him by Celtic. Could he be the next signing? I really do think that this is going to happen this summer. But listen, you can never say 100%, but the Tierney thing still rumbles on. And then we've been linked today with another right back. Now, of course, Hector Bellerin is not going to be ready for the start of the season. That injury that he's got has meant that, he's still not quite right. We are going to need a backup right back. I know Maitland-Niles done well last season, but he's not a right back. He's still got serious flaws in that position. And Lichtsteiner has gone. So we need a backup to Bellerin. And right now, Bellerin, as I said, won't even be playing. So Arsenal looking apparently at this player from RB Leipzig called Lucas Klostermann. He's 23, a Germany under-21 international, highly rated, had a good season for Leipzig. And it said that Arsenal would like to bring him in as competition for Hector Bellerin. And, we're saying competition, he could walk straight in at the start of the season if, Bellerin's not recovered by then, which it looks like he won't be. And, of course, if he, say, came in and did really well, he would offer serious competition and could possibly keep his place full-time. So it'd be interesting to see if Arsenal do bring in Lucas Klostermann or any right back at all. As I said, Carl Jenkinson looks like he's going to be moving out this summer. So it's going to be really interesting. It looks like they're looking right back, left back and a centre back by, some of the rumours that are going around. And if they are looking for a centre back, Samuel Umtiti, we've spoken about him many a time on the show. Now, Barcelona apparently named their price, the asking price for him. He said that they would want up £45 million for the 25-year-old French international, of course. World Cup, he played in the World Cup, top-class player. That's what they'd want for Samuel Umtiti. Umtiti doesn't want to leave, but apparently Barcelona are willing to sell him this summer. Now, I think, again, if that is true, that's the type of player that Arsenal should be trying to get. Should be trying to bring in. I know he's had these injury problems, and obviously Arsenal would need to investigate that to make sure that it's not going to be something that would reoccur when he comes to the club, if he came to the club, but certainly if it was a fit Samuel Umtiti, I think it would definitely be an upgrade on the players that we've got. What do you think? Let us know. I'd love to hear from you from all of the rumours. And also, as I said, check out that Zaha article. It's very interesting from the guys from Unibet. And the link is in the description right now. So they've got some great bloggers and writers. So make sure you check that out. Listen, thanks for watching the show today. We will be back tomorrow. We've made a signing. That's one positive. Will we make another this week? Let's see what happens.